way you made me feel, such young love, but something in me knew that it was real. Frozen in my head, pictures I'm living through for now.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Epitome of Fashionable. Today I'm going to be coming to you with a video of how I go from drab to beauty, okay? So if you're interested in this look, guys, stay tuned. And as usual, per usual, before you head out of here, guys, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and that you subscribe, okay? Not to mention, hit the notification button so you can see whenever I'm putting up new videos. It will send you notifications and let you know that your girl just put up a new video, okay? All right, so this look was inspired by two things, okay? Number one, the look was inspired by my boyfriend, okay? He hates for me to wear makeup. He hates it. He thinks it's so time consuming and he loves a natural look on a lady, okay? So because it's Valentine's Day, it's a couple's holiday, so you kind of want to do whatever you can to, you know, make bae happy, okay? So that's why I did a simple makeup look, because I know that he likes it simple with a bold lip, y'all. I'm so lame. But anyway, and then number two, not everybody is into all of the, you know, blending and the eye makeup and etc. You know, some ladies just want to keep it simple, non-complex, and just a natural look, okay? So I did this video for those two reasons, guys. So I'm just gonna start with a spoolie brush, and, you know, kind of wipe these brows and get these brows together real quick. Alright, so guys, I have really thin eyebrows, which, hey, I was born that way. Alright, so I'm going to be taking MAC Spike pencil. So I'm just going to go in here lightly with my pencil and clean up the brow. And it's so crazy because I was sitting up and I was talking to my boyfriend, and I was telling him, I was like, you know, I need to think of something to do for Valentine's Day, you know, a look for Valentine's. And he was just like, you know, Ariel, guys don't really like a bunch of makeup on. Like, we really don't. He was like, we could care less about all that makeup. And he was like, you know, just do a video on a simple natural look. He was like, I prefer you with no makeup on. He was like, but if you're going to do a Valentine's Day look, do something simple. And I was like, hey, buddy, you're on to something. You know, so sometimes, you know, we should allow our men to be our inspiration. Y'all, I got my Ancient Mama rag on because I'm going to go from beast to beauty. Don't worry. Oh, I forgot to tell you, before I put on any type of makeup, I moisturize my face with this Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench moisturizer, okay? Also, before I put my concealer on, I'm going to prime with Smashbox. Probably the best freaking primer out there right now. So just gonna put a couple of dots onto my forehead, cheek, both of my cheeks, and under my chin, okay? And just gonna rub that in and prime your face for your makeup. Also, guys, this is important. Listen, I'm not a makeup artist, but you need to wash your freaking hands before you do anybody makeup, okay? Even yourself. You don't want to break your face out or anything. I had a horrible experience with that before. I was in a friend's wedding and the makeup artist did not wash her hands, y'all. And prior to the wedding day, my friend, you know, it's somebody else's wedding, so you just want to kind of like not make anything about you, you know what I mean? You just want to kind of go with the flow. And my friend made it very known that that was how her wedding was going to be. Like, nobody was going to make it about her. Like, she didn't care what the case may be. So I was trying to be a good friend, not complain about anything. I went ahead, and this particular makeup artist did not wash her hands before before she started doing my makeup. All right, so I'm going to be using this MAC's concealer palette. Bought this like a long time ago. I can't even remember. But as you can see, I'm paying deep in a couple of them because this is my favorite. I'm a creamy concealer type of girl. I like the LA Colors, whatever, concealers, but I rather the cream. But that's my preference. But anyway, so this particular makeup artist, she did not wash her hands prior to putting my makeup on, and y'all, her freaking hands smelled like she had been doing, you know, how do I put this without being graphic? Like she was playing with herself prior to. She had to be, like, I don't know what this lady was doing with her hands prior to, but her freaking hands stink so bad. And me trying to be the good friend, I took that L. I didn't even complain. Like, I was just like, you know what? I'm not even going to complain. So later that day, another one of the bridesmaids and I were sitting down talking. And she was just like, you know, was it me or did that bridesmaid's hand stink? And I was like, yes, yes. I'm so glad somebody else said it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be that person. So inevitably, I had to tell my friend after the wedding. I did wait till after the wedding. I had a little etiquette. I waited till after the wedding. And I was like, listen. And you know what? My friend didn't even get her makeup done by this girl. So that should have known. But anyways, guys, I'm using like a natural concealer. Like almost my skin color. Because I don't want nothing, you know, because this is a natural beat, you got a fool bae into thinking you got your eyebrows done that day. I'm just kidding. But no, it's a natural beat, so you just want to keep it simple. But yeah, my friend, she didn't even get her makeup done by this young lady, so she was not able to experience the horrific experience that we had. And so I had to tell her, I was like, listen, loved the wedding, loved everything, but that freaking, you know, you gotta start them off nice. Like, oh, everything was beautiful, girl. Thank you for having me. But, you know, I had to let her know. I was like, girl, that girl hand smells straight up like coochie. Like she literally played with herself prior to. Like, it was just ridiculous. And I'm like, if you know you're gonna be in somebody's face, like, put a minute in and wash your freaking hands, y'all. And, oh, not to mention she did a bad job. And my friend had told her, like, Ariel is very particular about her makeup prior to. I'm about to show y'all a picture. I'm so off track, but I'm about to show y'all a picture of the makeup. And I had to go back in and touch it back up, you know, because it was just that bad. And yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. You know what, I apply myself because I really wanted to snap on this girl and be like, no, you cannot touch me no more. All right, so here's the makeup look, y'all. I think this camera is doing it justice, but oh my God, it was just so ugly. The foundation didn't match my skin complexion. It just was, look at that brow bone. Like, it was just a mess. I didn't like it. And that's just me. That was me. I wasn't trying to be a bee either, so I went with it. I touched my makeup up privately, and you know, I let my friend, and I paid for this makeup to get done too, y'all. Like, and I had to clean that up in there, y'all. So I'm not a makeup artist, okay? Not by far, but that wedding makeup was horrendous. And you know, you want to support black owned businesses. This was a young lady who was getting her makeup artist skills off the ground. She was rather expensive, I mean cheap, because there was other girls who, you know, were on a budget for the wedding, so they were not they had a price limit. So, you know, my friend, she was just trying to be respectful of everybody's coins, and I respect that, you know. And like I said, like, I didn't want to be the oddball out who went and did their own makeup, or, you know, didn't do the bridesmaids experiences, because I could do better, you know, stuck up. So I just went with it, and I just kindly let my friend know afterwards. But that lady hand stayed so bad. shake a little bit into the lid. And then grab my beauty blender, tap, tap. And kind of like, so I'm just setting that concealer. So my brows are on. Alright, so I'm not going to do much like I said already. So I'm just going to apply my foundation. The foundation that I'm going to be wearing is the Marc Jacobs foundation. This one is in Cocoa Medium. And this is the Genius Gel. This is currently one of my favorite foundations, y'all. So I'm just going to spray some Fix Spray. The Smashbox priming water onto the brush, kind of loosen up. I just washed these brushes, so they're really, really clean. I'm gonna take this brush and just work that foundation into my skin. So I always go back in with a beauty blender and just kind of pat and blend in any makeup that the brush left. Make sure there's no harshness, no lines, anything that you don't want nobody to see. I didn't color correct. I got a few dark spots simply because this is natural. So you're trying to fool bae at this point, okay? Fool bae to believing this is how you woke up this morning. So bae gon' love this. You don't want to look blotchy. You don't want to look like you're wearing makeup. You want to try to look as natural as possible. So I think that'll work. I'm going to set contour and highlight, okay? So I'm doing, again, a natural look. So I just want to, I'm going to go back in with the same. And I'm just going to put a couple dots underneath my eye. You also want to make sure that you pick a color that's like 2 or 3 shades lighter. This is too light, so I'm going to go back in with like a darker color, like this color over here, and then kind of put it in there. So I'm going to be mixing the two, okay? Because again, the objective is to look as natural as possible. Come in your chin area. All right, so these are all the places. So I think I've blended enough. So I'm going to go in again with my L'Oreal Mercier powder, Fix powder. You know what, guys? I'm kind of late to the bandwagon. I just recently picked this powder up, probably like a week ago. About a week ago. Okay, so about a week ago, I picked this powder up, and so far, I am loving this powder. You know, I'm kind of one of those girls who get stuff when I need it. So I had one that I was working with and that I was loving, and that was working for me. So I was like, I ain't buying no more to just run out. You know, it's just my stilo. So we're gonna touch up all the areas that you place that concealer on. Now I'm going to go in and put my lashes on. So I always put my lashes on with Duo eyelash glue. Nothing works better than some Duo, okay? Duo. I am not the best at putting lashes on. This is one of those things that I'm still trying to adapt and overcome. My mom can put some lashes on. Do you understand? When I was younger, she used to have like girls paying her to put lashes on. Maybe I should have paid attention. It's a lot of stuff I could have got from my mom. My mom could cook. I can't cook that well, but I mean, I can't cook like her. Like, to me, a good meal is like chicken breast, veggies, and a sweet potato. But my mom like smothered oxtails, grits, shrimp and grits. Like, that's how she cook every day. Bloody sucker. I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So I'm just gonna start to position. Start the mirrors in the way. Oh, these are some really natural looking eyelashes, which is what we're going for. Natural. Y'all, natural is the word of the day. Okay. All right, guys. So I think I'm done baking. What do you think? Lashes are on. So we can wipe this away. I can start looking crazy. So we're almost done. I'm going to contour. I'm just going to use a powder contour today. I always use, what the heck? I always use Blunt by MAC to contour. So we don't want nothing too dramatic, so we're just going to keep it simple today when we contour. You don't want no sharpness. That's why I didn't put a creamy one on first and then this one. Cool. Now, I'm going to go in with a flat top brush. And today I'm going to be using my Dark Deep finishing powder in Dark Deep from MAC, okay? I'm almost at pan with this one, so yeah, definitely need to go get another one. Ooh. Alright, guys, so now I'm going to do my blush. Today I'm going to be using an old blush. It is by MAC. It is called Mocha. So just going to take a little bit of Mocha and just kind of put it on just as such. So this is a real pastel pink, so I feel like for my skin complexion you got to put a lot on in order to see it. So y'all see it? But I like this blush because it's really mute. It's not all like popping like that. So I use the dome brush to go in and put my blush in. Alright, so today I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit. This Glow Kit is kind of like glittery, so you got to be careful. Which is not really good when you highlight. So you just want to kind of dust it across and sweep. And sweep. I got that natural glow though. Today, I'm torn between two NYX lipsticks. Is this NYX? No, Wet n Wild and this one. I think because of Valentine's Day, we're going to go with this one, okay? So I'm going to line my lips with, I'm going to line it with a burgundy color. I think that'll be cute. So I'm going to use Dark Out by MAC and line my lips. Then I'm going to go in with Liquid Catsuits by Wet n Wild. And this color is in Berry Recognize. You Berry Recognize. This matte lip. I had some chapstick on before, so hopefully it mattifies correctly. So, I'm not a fan of this color. I mean, light lipsticks like this. To me, I look crazy. I love doing this makeup look. I'm not a makeup artist, so don't try to come for me and think that I am, because I'm not. I just know how to make myself look pretty. All right, so thank you for watching. As usual, thumbs up, and see you in my next video, you all.